Well, more local sports talk is coming your way, and the guy at the helm, someone you know well.
Michael Severe has done TV and radio for years in Omaha. In 2014, he joined the World Herald and launched The Bottom Line. Starting today, it's expanding, airing from noon to 2 on AM 590.
TV radio guy went to the newspaper. Good morning, Michael. How you doing, buddy?
I hit all three media.
Hey.
Yeah, that's right. Hey, listen, the only time I see you anymore, we used to work together. The only time I see you eating cannolis at the Santa Lucia Festival.
Yes, I've won that contest.
You have won it, yes.
I won that contest.
And we judged a drag show together.
That's
not too
true,
long
we
ago,
did. That was good.
right?
You and your lovely
and
wife
I see
were
you
there,
going away parties. So it's good
That's
to see
about
you.
the only time we ever see each other.
And
yeah.
now, here this morning,
Yes.
on what is a huge day for us at Scripps Omaha, would you give us some context about what's going on today and how it affects what you were already doing with The Bottom Line?
We were doing 2 to 6, and I've been doing that shift for 14 years. Oh, it's crazy how long it's been going on. Now we're moving to 10 to 2, and the noon to 2 part of it will be on AM 590. You can listen on your radio. The app will still be out there. We'll still be broadcasting on omaha.com/bottom line. But it does change the ability to have interaction with people, because when you're on your phone listening, it's not that easy to call. And so this way, people will be able to listen, just terrestrial radio and be able to get in touch with us.
Yeah, so nothing's changing at the bottom line other than AM 590 is picking up that signal from noon to 2.
Exactly. That's the only thing. We're going to stream the signal like we always do. They pick it up. They run it on AM 590. We're still going to do lots of food talk, a lot of sports talk, a lot of news talk, a lot of food talk, all that stuff.
I love your food talk.
I love
tune in
talking
for your
food. I talk food. Yeah, we
good.
have a lot of that.
You are excited about this.
I am excited. Yeah, it's a
Why?
new opportunity. I think because we'll have a chance to be able to reach a new audience, and I think we can also help the folks over at AM 590, the afternoon show, kind of help them as well, maybe draw some more people that direction so they can be listeners as well. And I think it's just a good opportunity.
Yeah.
You know? And think about it. You have the Omaha World Herald, right? And now you have, along with that, Scripps, and then also you have the Husker Sports Network, which is all together. So it's pretty
It
the
makes
reach
a lot
is
of
pretty
sense.
incredible. Yeah,
it's pretty good.
College football started. We had a game. And this
We
first
had a game,
we had a
yes.
game. The first
Yes,
game, I
we had
think
a
it's
game.
kind of like the spring game because it's hard to read a lot into what you saw in that first game, especially playing some team like Fresno State.
Right.
What did you take out of the game this
I
past
thought the
weekend?
offensive line was incredibly physical. I was very impressed. The last time I saw the offensive line like that was 2006, going into 2007. The offensive line was physical. I thought the way they ran the ball was good. They probably need to throw a little bit more. It was all about the Sam Foltz tribute, though, really. I mean, I remember we were sitting up there, all these grown men and women up there who've seen all kinds of things. And it was almost like being in, the movie Marley and Me, where everybody is just sniffling and we were all upset. And it was really emotional. That was really what this game will be remembered as. Long after people remember Fresno State played Nebraska, it's going to be about the Sam Foltz tribute, not having the punter back there, his nephew being lifted up to touch the horseshoe.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a memorable experience.
It was.
Well, but a few things, even beyond that, Michael, and if we look ahead to, this weekend and beyond, 2 things that I'd love to get your take on. Something we didn't see on Saturday that stood out last season, and that's the turnovers story.
Good. Yeah.
But then also the penalty story, which did surface on Saturday. Touch on those points as we look ahead.
Well, turnovers is huge. When Nebraska has won the turnover battle over like the last 55 games or something like that, they have a 900 winning percentage. You win the turnover battle, you're going to win the games. The penalty stuff, and Coach talked about it, a lot of it was emotional, right? It was celebrating or being a little too aggressive at times. I think that's okay, personally. The ones I can't stand is when you don't line up right. If you can't line up right, you can't play football.
Right, you look disorganized.
So the one penalty they had where they were lined up incorrectly, illegal formation, took away the catch from Ethan Carter, that's a concern. But when you're just being emotional, you can figure that stuff out. My problem more is when you don't line up correctly. The punt game was ugly. The punt block was horrible. Coaches hate having special team problems. But it's the first game of the season. It's the only sport where you don't do any preseason. Find me another sport. I mean, every other sport. Even in college baseball, they play some stuff that doesn't count against other teams. Not college football. You walk out there the first game and you got to play.
That's why you got Fresno State, and then you have Wyoming, which is probably
The Cowboys.
The Cowboys are going to be decent, but then you have Oregon. Can we look ahead? Coaches don't like to look ahead. One game at a time.
It's one game at a time. Did you
know.
put your pants on both legs at a time? Did you? No, you didn't.
No. But listen, Oregon, what do you think of that matchup?
I've been saying for 3 months, Nebraska's going to beat Oregon. I'm not that concerned about it. Oregon's changing their defense from a 3-4 to a 4-3. They're undersized. Nebraska's going to be bigger than them, more powerful than them. I think Nebraska's been switching up what they're doing in their pass coverage. That'll help them a lot. The key of stopping Oregon is stopping the run. First and second down. If you can limit them to under 4 yards on first and second down, you're going to beat them. I think Nebraska beats them. I've been saying all along.
Nebraska's defensive line, how do you think they played? Because that was my concern going into the season. Losing all those guys and putting the Davis twins in there.
Yeah, they were playing backups. They were backups. I love Mick Stoltenberg. That's a guy who was 6'5", 290 pounds, playing defensive tackle, which doesn't happen. He had great leverage. He played very well. Kevin Maurice was good on a double team. Defensive line played really well. Yeah. But, you know, they have to get better this week. They got to get better for Oregon, and then into the Big Ten play. But I didn't have a problem with the offensive line or the defensive line. They both played very well.
Well, now I feel better.
You'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Better.
Listen, just because the Oregon Ducks wear nice uniforms and they look really nice, doesn't mean they can play football.
Hey, we're going to look nice in Chicago in a few.
Oh yeah,
for Western game.
The all whites. That's good. People are afraid of the all whites, though. They don't like the all whites.
There's history there. There's history, Michael.
Look, you've never lost a game because of a uniform you've worn, ever, that I know of.
What else are fans talking to you about right now on the bottom line?
Well, I would say the biggest thing going on is always the Huskers. There's nothing bigger than that. That's why we always talk about food, we talk about football, we have fun, because that's the thing everybody's having a conversation about. I think the biggest concern people have is, will they be able to, when they go into Ohio State, be respectable, right? The fear for Nebraska fans, ever since Bill Callahan came along, is the fear of getting blown out in big TV games. We avoided that last year. This year, you're going to have a big TV game against Ohio State, at Ohio State. I think that's a big concern.
And man, they looked really, they scored 63 points, something like
they,
that.
They threw a pick 6 on their first drive to go down 7-0. And they outscored the team 77-3. 77-3. Yes.
Listen, you can listen to The Bottom Line on AM 590, noon to 2. That starts today, and that's just part of this new partnership, Mayor.
Yeah, KMTV's weather team will produce daily video forecasts for Omaha.com and more. We are excited about what this collaboration means, not just for us guys, but for all of you, our viewers, listeners, and readers.
Well, look at all those logos right there on the
screen.
That sums it up right there.
It is more local, and that is what we're all about here.
That is. Michael Severe, good to see you, buddy.
Good seeing you.
We'll see you at the next canola eating challenge or next drag show.
I'll be
whatever
there.
it is,
Next time somebody quits the business, I'll be there.
We'll be there.
Yes, definitely.
See you
Thank
soon.
you, Michael.
Thanks, guys.
Next, Race for the Cure. How your